Okay, yes, today we have an amazing guest joining us, and she's in the studio already. She's a seasoned banker for over 16 years. So I'm sure she has a bullion van waiting for us outside so we can, get some money. So yes, we have an amazing guest. Like I said, she is looking so pretty this very morning, and her name is Zenith. Good morning, Zenith.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing very well.
So about the bullion van, we have one outside, right?
And about the name.
The Zenith, right?
About the name.
You know, I always have that. People always ask for Zenith. Is it the Zenith Bank?
So I need to even ask you, who coined this name? Is it dad or mom?
Yeah, the name is divine.
Oh, it came to him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love that.
So who got the name first, you or Zenith Bank?
Me, of course, I'm older than Zenith. I'm older than Zenith.
Okay, so they should pay you for using your name.
For using your name.
Pay you for using your name.
Yeah.
Anyway, her name is Zenith P. Mosan. So from what state?
Okay, my name is Zenith P. Mosan.
Mosan, okay.
Yes, Mosan. I'm
Okay.
from Edo State.
Edo State.
Mosan is Delta.
It's Delta.
Yeah. The Mosan is Delta.
Why are you looking at me?
We'll start bringing Delta people to this platform.
The Mosan is
The
Delta.
Mosan is Delta. I am Edo. I'm from Edo State.
Okay, you're from Edo
So
State.
proud to be Edo.
So
The way she's saying it, I am Edo.
so the Mosan is your.
Is my husband.
Oh.
He is Delta.
Okay. Hey, you're Delta now. I don't
Can you imagine me too? She wants me to say something. Anyway, we hunt for fine women, so that's fine.
Yes.
Welcome to Delta.
But obviously, you're now a debt tender, right? She's also a Delta.
Yeah, but by marriage.
By marriage,
I
yeah.
hear their name now.
Yeah.
So you're Delta. Stop saying I'm a Delta.
Maybe I should go look for. Nah, I'm not doing
Well,
it.
excuse me.
Excuse you.
Excuse me.
Anyways, we have a tip first before we go into the program proper. Let's go for a tip, and this one is to avoid financial scams. Do not be scammed financially, either online or even physically. Well, except for those that use touch and follow. But you can always avoid that. You have to be safe wherever you're going to, and make sure that you don't enter free ride, because most times that's where people get kidnapped or one of them. Just stay safe outside there. And let's quickly go for the tip. Let's take a break, and then we'll take the tip for financial scan, and we'll be right back to continue the program with Patricia, I, and Zenith. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tips to avoid common financial scams. In the last decade or so, banking frauds and financial scams have become a regular affair in the Indian financial system. Occasions of asset misappropriation, money laundering, cybercrime, accounting fraud, bank advances without collateral, loan losses, etc. are increasing continuously. In this age of globalization, not only in India, there are a large number of scams and frauds worldwide which vanish billions of dollars from investors directly or indirectly, impacting the global economy, financial systems, and lives of common people. The improved technology, internet usage, and digitization has made life easier for everyone, with everything just a click away, be it online shopping, ordering food, or making payment, and so on. Generally, it happens that you get a phone, email, or message from an unknown person or company. Nowadays, scammers are on the telephone, at your door, in your mailing box, or online. So one always needs to remain cautious and careful. Financial scams and frauds can happen at any time, with anyone, anywhere. Massive scams and frauds are out of our control to identify. Don't respond instantly to a phone call, letter, or email. If you receive an email congratulating you that you've won the lottery, to avail lottery benefit, first you have to pay taxes and other charges. Please note that nobody can win the lottery if they did not enter. Avoid calls asking for charity and donation for victims, as it may target them to steal your credit card information. don't download software from pop-up windows or don't click on any hyperlink, as it may target you to gain your personal information to access your bank account. Install antivirus software and update it periodically. Always strengthen your password and make it tough to crack. Frequently change your password to protect your bank account and other sensitive information. Do not wire your money or credit or debit card to a stranger or who claims to be a friend or relative. Do online transactions from safe and reputed websites. Don't give your financial information to an individual or business you don't know. Sometimes scammers call and claim to be from a government agency asking for your personal information as it requires to be updated. Whenever you use a credit or debit card, beware that it can be cloned to obtain financial advantage or use your balance. Furthermore, never let your card out of your sight while making payment. To avoid check frauds, don't sign the blank check before completing all details, including the amount. Keep checkbooks in a safe place and better to use net banking rather than checkbooks.
Right, welcome back. It's Watching Women's Corner. Like you said, like they said in that tip or on that tip, is that you have to avoid scam by maybe signing on your check before even putting the amount and all of that, so you do not get scammed. Well, thank God for a financial tip. Patricia just realized something too. Don't worry, I won't rat you out.
Please don't.
I won't rat you out, but please, that thing you say you want to do, quickly do it. Yeah, quickly do it, because that is sounding like almost scam, but not scam yet. So you can quickly go for that. Anyway, you have a question for her, so you can even ask that same question. That was the reason why.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So let's start from there. What's the reason why? Why are they delaying it?
They don't even know what the problem is. The problem is, let me just say for the viewer's sake, the problem is she paid for a checkbook and she has been debited for over 6 months, right? And yet she has not received the check. Is she supposed to go to the bank or something?
Oh, okay. Well, you know, the bank in question is not the bank where I work. So with that, though it's the bank, well, you may need to go to them, you know, and ask questions. It's possible your checkbook may be ready. Maybe you've not gone there to pick it up.
I have gone there once or twice, and they were like, "Oh, we'll get back to you." And then again, you know, the checkbook thing, it's not working anymore. How many people wants to write check? You know,
still works, but not like before.
It's not like before. So I guess that's the reason why I didn't remember. Not that I relaxed.
Well, you've been debited, so you should get your check.
Exactly.
Sure
so
it's ready.
I will stop by there today after work. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you have some questions. Let's start with your question first.
Zenith.
Yeah.
Not the Zenith Bank though.
Stop even giving them free advice.
No, but her name is actually giving them free advert already. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight to, you said you've been in the banking industry for the past 16 years. Okay, and so we're talking today, we haven't even said what we're talking about, you know, so that could help.
So what were we talking about?
Okay, so we're talking about managing work, the home front, and then as a wife, and then as a mother. How have you been able to manage all that for the past 16 years? Because I know the banking industry is time-taking.
Yeah, it is actually. Oh, okay. Well, I started working before I got married. So I was already into it before I got married. And when I got married, you know, it's now different. It's not like when you're single. When you're single, you have the whole time for yourself. You can just go out and come back anytime. You can just come back and you're tired and just jump on your bed if you don't want to. And just sleep. But now it's different. You have people to take care of, you know, you have someone to answer to and all of that. So it's different. So it comes with its challenges, you know, and all of that. But, you know, managing it, first of all, you have to know that the time stuff, you have to be in control of your time. Okay. You're not just managing time now, you have to rule your time. So you have to rule your time. You have to know when to be, you start at, you know, with these simple things as when to go to bed, when to get up from bed, you know, and all of that, because you still have to balance everything. So because of that, first of all, you have to be in charge of your time. When to go to bed, when to wake up, and you know, your family should not suffer because you're working.
Okay.
And at the same time, your job cannot suffer because, you know, you're married or you have family to attend to. You have things you need to do in the job. So all you need to do, you have to be focused first. You have to be a very organized person. So if possible, you can have your to-do list. These are the things I want to do today. You understand? And then you ensure you go by it, going, you know, time after time, what to do at what time, at, you know, at the end of the day, even if you're not able to achieve all of it 100%, you should be doing 80-90% of it. So that's time management or time ruling. You have to rule your time. That is very important for you to balance, you know, family and work and all of that, because everywhere you are expected to do excellently well in your workplace. You understand? You have your targets to meet and all that you are required to do. You're expected to do it well, and likewise family. So with that, when you have your time, when you are as a woman, first of all, you have to be organized. Because if you're not organized, you just wake up in the morning and then start thinking of what to do today.
What to wear, what are they going to eat
this morning. Oh, in fact, you already have a bad day from that morning. So you have to be organized before the day, before the morning. You already know what you're wearing, when to get up from bed, you know, when to do your prayers, when to go to the kitchen, and all of that. Because you can't go to work late when even if your father owns the company and say, because I needed to take care of my children or family and all of that. So basically, your time must be properly managed. You must be organized. You must know what, you know, place priorities on things that are important. You don't stay late night, you understand, pressing your phone, then you suddenly sleep off early hours of the morning, and then you're waking up. You don't know. So everything, you have to know when to do things. You must be organized. And when you're organized, it helps you. You understand? It makes everything just beautiful. It helps you a lot.
Isn't it? I'm not going to stop there. Again, on the family.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that children comes back from school before you close from work, okay? And most times they come back from school with homework, okay? And you're not there. Because, of course, you can't be there at the time they come back from school. Let's be honest about it. So how do you manage this? You know, they want to show mommy their homework. Mommy, come and assist me in my homework. How do you manage that?
Okay, now you have to see the homework. Your child cannot just bring the homework and you just ignore the child, you understand, because you're busy or something like that. You have to still see the homework. But you know, and things like that works differently with different families, you understand? Sometimes when you have a supportive husband who help attend to some things, you understand, it makes things easy for you as a person.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it comes to homework, I wouldn't lie to you, I'm not into homework thing. I will go through it, you understand, but most times when it comes to homework, my husband is the one that does homework, you understand? Well, you could still go through it, you know, I just see it, or somebody is bringing, oh, we had assessment today, I scored so and so, you know, you collect it, go through it and all of that. Yes, they close before me, they get home, you understand? Yes, but by the time I'm getting home, you have all of those things they want to show you, must give that attention. You must still look at it.
No matter how tired you are.
You must look at it, you must see it, because the child should not feel neglected or ignored because the mother is working.
True.
Okay, well, I don't know, because of our time, I'm just going to ask one question before, because I really want us to go into the banking sector, right? I want to ask a lot of questions, because I know a lot of people used to have, a lot of people have issues with banking. They don't even know how to go about it. They do not even understand the process of, maybe most times they tell you after 7 working days, after 14 working days, you know, all those things. So we just need to touch some of that. But before that, let me just ask them, if you're to talk to young bankers who are still finding it difficult, you know, to manage their own funds and at the same time manage their job, is more like at some point some of them will just want to just walk out of the job and look for a business. What advice will you give to them that will make them being able to manage both the work and the life balancing? Okay,
well, it all depends, you know, like it depends on you first as an individual. What do you want? You understand? What do you want? You know, I've always want to be an independent woman. You understand? I always want to make my own money. You understand? I want to make I don't want to depend on anybody. I have always wanted to make my own money. I want to spend money. I get, like I'm forbidding someone giving me money or taking care of me. No, not at all. You understand? But, having my own money. So, I always want to be independent. Always want to be with people who, think smart like myself and all of that. So that is what I wanted. That is what that was one of the things that took me into that sector, you understand, and all of that. So it depends on what you want as an individual. Now, it may not really work for everybody if you're not able to handle it, because it comes with its own challenges. The challenges, you cannot overemphasize that. The challenges are much, but you have to be focused. If that is what you really want, you can grow in it. We have people, we don't want to advertise for any bank here right now, but we have some ladies managing, we have them as managing directors of some banks in Nigeria, CEOs of some banks in Nigeria, who started, there's one that, I always admire, who started as a core member. She started as a core member. Today, she is the MD of that bank in Nigeria. And she started as a core member. You see her certificates, all the academic qualifications she had achieved while working in the bank. She has 5 children while working in the bank. You understand? So it depends on you. It's not something that is not possible. It's not something people have not done before, and all of that. So it depends on what you really want. Where are you seeing yourself? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you still want to be, if you want to be in the banking industry, you want to work, or as a career woman, anywhere you want to work, as a career person, then it all has to be like what I said earlier. You have to be organized. You have to be focused on what you want to achieve. So if you are focused, you have a goal, you are focused on your goal, it will motivate you. It will push you, because I am somebody who is always self-motivated. Like I said, the challenges, sometimes they will hit you. You will be in that, you would want to choose, like, okay, let me choose. Sometimes it may put you in that spot, yes, you want to, like, okay, can I really do this? And like I said also, if you have some spouses can also be on your neck, you don't give much time as and all of that. So it depends on individuals, your goals in life, what you want, where you see yourself, and all of that, what you want to achieve, and all that. So those are the things that keep pushing, that makes you, that will keep pushing you, because the challenges are all over. You must learn how to manage it, because you cannot allow your home suffer because of your work. No, you cannot allow your home suffer because of your work. People have gone ahead of you. People have done it before, so it's possible you can do it. You can also ask questions. You can have bosses, people who have been there before you. You're just coming in. You understand? You can ask them how they are doing it. And of course, if you have to be very careful, to take the good advice.
Good advice.
Yes, to take the good advice and all of that. So when you organize, and of course, there is nothing you do on earth that you put God aside. You understand? With God helping you, and that God factor, He will help you. He will help you take the right decisions, to know what to do at the right time and what not to do, so that you can now have priorities and see what to prioritize and things that are not necessary to let go and all of that, and how to balance your.
Okay, before we go for a break here, just shortly, what do you think are the steps that, like you said, you just came into the banking system, maybe even as a contract staff, you understand, you're not to be retained. Now, what do you think most bankers in that situation can do to climb the ladder of one day, like you said, there's someone who started as a copper, and at the end of the day, she's an MD of a bank. So what do you think they need to do? What kind of certification do they need to get to be able to not just be retained, but also be able to climb higher in the banking system?
Okay, well, you're like you said, so you come in as casual staffs or contract staffs and all of that. When you come in as a contract staff or a low rank staff and all of that, if you have a goal, you understand, one, your integrity matters, you understand, so you must know that you get giving in all. You're putting your all into the little, just like the Bible will say. Bible says when you are faithful in little, much will come into your hands. So the little that you have been asked to do, you are doing it very well. Yes, we've seen people, even security members, something that maybe they have certificate, and for some reasons situations place them where they are. You understand? While they are working, just because they are very cheerful, they could relate well with their bosses. One day they can just say, "Oh, I have this certificate." You understand? If and when you say this person, actually this person has this certificate and they are employing, why not? You will recommend the person. You understand? Even if you with that, you can start climbing. You have the certificate. You are doing what you have been asked to do. You are doing it well. Of course, if there's room for promotion, everybody they will consider you. But when the one you are asked to do, you are
You're not doing it enough.
You are always rumbling, you
being
always
arrogant about
excuses
it,
why
yeah.
you cannot do it well. You know, there are some persons that always have excuses why they cannot do what they have been told to do. And there's one word we know that excuses belittles you.
Yeah.
It belittles you. So when you always have these excuses, nobody will want to look at your side. But when you're always up and doing, the person will look at you and say, okay, yes, we can do more with this.
More with this
can
person,
fit in to this position.
Yeah.
And then you never can tell. People you met there, you can even grow. There's always room for
Overtaking,
exactly. Yeah, overtaking is allowed.
Before you know, you will go like that.
Yeah.
So that is how it is.
Yeah.
So you must be faithful in
the little you're doing.
If you have the basic certificates, you can start. You understand with that. Then you develop yourself. There are different programs. You understand, online programs you can enroll in. You can even enroll in school, but in normal formal school. If you have not maybe gotten the basic certificate, while you're doing that, you can enroll in weekend schools.
Yeah.
You understand? So with all of that, you are developing yourself. You are improving on yourself. So when the opportunity comes, I'll meet you ready.
True.
Why not?
It picks you.
So that is it.
I like the part where you say overtaking is allowed, because some persons can be in the banking sector or system and be comfortable where they are. They do not want to move. So it's always good to move. That's why we talk to women out there so they can be more what they think they are. Anyway, we're going to go for a short break, and after the break we'll be going for another tip. And just to wrap up this segment, we'll be taking the tip on work-life balance. Then we'll come back and let's dive into the banking system. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Tips on work-life balance. Plan ahead. Plan ahead to combine work activities with leisure, social or fitness activities. If you find yourself with several virtual meetings back to back, try taking them while you go for a walk. You could also take a call outside and invite a friend over to work with you. Set blocks of time for different tasks. Designate a time to check and respond to messages, a time to take meeting, and a time to do mentally intensive work. It helps to anchor these tasks around the times that you're personally more productive. End work at a certain time. There's a saying that work is spent to fill the time allotted, and when you work from home, it's even easier to let work spill over into personal time. Set a time to end work for the day and reinforce it by powering down work-related devices, locking your office or scheduling something afterwards. Take time off. When you're home all the time, you tend to try to work through illnesses that certainly would have kept you home from office. Time off, including sick time, personal time, vacations and bereavement, are important ways to nourish your well-being. Find something you love outside of work to engage in. If you have something you're excited about during after work, it will make it easier to disconnect from work messages or end your day at a predetermined time. Our hobbies boost our energy and vitality. When we play and feel creative, we bring our fresh selves back to work. Practice mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness techniques like meditation or breath awareness, you become more in tune with emotions and physical sensations. Paying attention to these feelings help you learn how to notice when you might be suppressing a need in order to work. It's hard to return to that spreadsheet after you notice your stomach rumbling.
Oh, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my questions with, we still have Zenith in the house, obviously. So my first question, I have two questions, so I'm just going to ask because I know Patricia has a question to ask. So my first question is, why did the bank always tell us wait seven working days? To be honest, we don't have 7 working days. We have 5 working days. Saturday and Sunday is usually they're off, so they extend it to the other week, or sometimes they tell you 14 working days. Why can't they attend to us now, like there and then?
Especially the reverse thing,
money, like
the reverse thing.
Yeah,
you debited me and then you're giving me 14 working days. Now your money.
I don't understand.
Okay. Well, to answer that, sometimes these things are programmed. Like when it comes to like ATM debit issues and all of that, this is our programs in the system to reverse back
themselves.
You understand? So most times when you go back to the bank, they just want to give you just that time to see.
Okay.
Because every systems, sometimes you may have systems
of
issues,
course, yeah.
and, internet issues and all of that. So they just want to give you that time. Most times before those working
7 days, yeah, it's sorted. Yeah.
So they just give you that time. They just give you that benefit of doubt to just stay and don't come back.
So the banking hall will not be crowded.
So that so that they can organize their work.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that. Because sometimes even before you get home from that day, they are giving you 7 working days.
Yeah.
When you even get home, you find out that it's been reversed, and all of that. So just to make you relax, and so they can give you proper service, render a good service to you and just attend to you perfectly well.
Okay, so about the mail too. Why is it that we send mails? Because sometimes I will send mail. I feel like it's when you threaten the bank with a mail, I've tried it before. I send a mail, politely requesting for something to be attended to, no response. But when I send something more like a threat, it's according to your banking constitution. You're not supposed to do this. You're going against the customer, whatever. So you should know what to do. And that day, I'm getting mails and I'm getting response. So why is it like that? Why do they have to wait to get to that point?
Sometimes mails are being attended to. Sometimes it may not be the bank per se, but the individual.
Who is handling
it? You understand?
Okay.
So some people may just be lazy at work. Some people may just leave, just not do what they are supposed to do. It's not necessarily the bank. And then when you send such mails, and this person knows that if this person walk into the banking hall,
it's trouble.
Because the person the histories of so it tends to now. So the bank thing.
Okay.
But most times mails they are attended to. When you send it, they receive it. The person who is there receives it and they attend to it. That's why even this reversal stuff we just talked about. Sometimes when you have issues and you apply online, you get fast response. Sometimes it's even faster
than going to the bank. Yeah.
So most times it's not the bank per se, it's the
individual
that sits at that time. Here we have different people. So
we need to start preaching to the customer cares, or maybe the person attending to mails, because
is it preaching or pray and fast before?
So
just talking about mail.
Yeah.
So I am. The question is actually going to be long. Is on the mail thing, but you have responded actually. But the thing is, I have been to the bank too on this mail issue. I'd sent several of mails pertaining that issue, and they have not responded to me. So I went to the bank, and the person sitting on the table, just like you described, started sending mails to the department where she's supposed to be talking to, and those people kept saying, we haven't seen the money, it's not been reversed, we had issues, network issues when the money came, but maybe it's not here. Where is it hanging? That's my question. Is it hanging on the air? I mean, because the bank over there, overseas, had sent me messages and said the problem has to be with your bank because the money has left us. And then my bank is saying, it's hanging. Where is it hanging? Because they always say that. It's hanging.
It's not hanging.
If you let
anyway, we have
network issues.
And it's been hanging for 2 weeks.
Wait, network issues could last for 2 weeks?
It's just network issues. No, sometimes even that bank that said the money had left them, they may even have a reverser. It may go
back to the bank.
No, yes, I went to bank and bank asked me to ask them. We communicated with them, we called them, we sent them emails, and they told us they have checked. It's left them.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it will leave you and then come back. Even buying things.
2 weeks. Say leave and come back.
I don't know what. I said, it depends on what really happened at that moment.
Okay.
If you notice, it doesn't happen every time like that. So it depends. Maybe there was something in particular that happened with that particular transaction, and
so asking for the public.
We don't want to tell you everything the way
it is.
Definitely, one thing is sure that they won't just sit down and fold their hands. Even while they are trying to tell you just hold on, they are working on it, you understand? But pay it's money thing, and if they won't just give you the money like that. What if they give you the money and then later it gets back to you? Like that.
That's
and
true.
And then you remove it immediately, so who will not bear the cost?
No, anyway, asking for the public, are you assuring me that I will get my money
Of
back.
course.
Okay.
Your money don't get missing when it comes to bank and stuff. Your money cannot just get missing. It can't go into the air. So it must be traced. So you always have it back.
So how about people who sometimes complain about, a strange debit from their
Debit,
account,
exactly,
and
say that.
let me even put it as a story, because a lot of people have come out to say this. Now, it's not just that they were debited. It's sometimes maybe there is a scam somewhere. Somebody debited from the account, and the bank cannot give details of who debited it, or whose name it was transferred to from their account. Like those, why can't they reveal that? Because if they reveal information, they will be able to apprehend who scammed, the person.
No, there's this policy of
Privacy?
Privacy, you understand?
Okay.
You don't expose information to a third party. You understand? Even if it's your account, the other person, or sometimes maybe you mistakenly pay money into another person's account, and then you go to the bank and say, I want the account freezed because I paid money into it. No, it cannot be done that way. You paid that money into the account. You understand? So most times there are policies. If you want anything to be done to that account, you want the account freeze, or you want them to disclose anything to you, go to the courts.
Oh.
You go to the courts.
And get it.
Report.
Yes, when you get, you understand, a court order.
Order?
For that.
Oh,
When
so
you
you
get a court
sort
order
it.
and go to the bank with your court order, you understand? Then they can either freeze the account for you or release the information that you want, but not
Just doing it. Oh, so that means that brings me back to these people who kidnap and all of that, where they use their POS. Is amazing. Where they use their POS and use your ATM with their POS to take money and transfer money into maybe another account or something, like you just said. So it's easy to trace such accounts, of course, right? If you get a court order, like you said.
Yeah, you can trace the account.
Okay.
You have to get a
court order. Oof, well, that's amazing. Do you have any questions again?
A lot of questions.
Please stop putting her on the hot seat. Let's be mild.
No, I'm just going to be mild with her,
Okay.
Going back to the family, so we can be mild. Because we put on the hot seat banking. I really have a lot of banking questions, but not just to put you on the hot seat. All right, so we know that the men are the head of the family.
Of course.
Yes. So my question is it right to share bills with a spouse, or we just leave it to them and say, okay, because they're the head of the family, they should run the family and all that? As a banker, is it right to share bills? Is it right to have joint accounts with your spouse?
Okay, well, having joint account with your spouse, it depends on the both of you, what you agree on. You understand? If you want to, and you feel your spouse is someone you trust, it's not talking about it now, it's both sides. If you think your spouse is someone you trust enough to have a joint account with,
why not?
Beautiful, you understand? But if you cannot have joint account with your spouse, it's also beautiful. Family things, what works in family A
might not work
in family B.
Yes.
Yeah, that is how it is. And then to share bills, most in the Western states, you have this 50-50, we do this, we do that. In Africa, we have this mentality that the man is the head of the home, just like you said. He should carry the whole responsibility, but not with this present economic situation. While we were growing up, most of our mothers didn't really work per se. They did some of them did just like petty trading, teaching, other things. They come back from school, we meet them at home, and all of that. But these days, everybody had to work, you understand? And with the present economic situation, it would be unreasonable to just allow your husband handle everything himself. So you may not really have a pattern, like you may have, it depends, like what works for me, you understand? We don't have this pattern that, okay, we do 50-50, or we do 30-70, or 60-40. No, we support ourselves, you understand? Okay, my husband have this project or something he wants to do, and it's costing him maybe, for instance, 500,000, and he doesn't have all of the money at that time. Why not? You understand? If I have it, I can, okay, let me give to you, you understand? Sometimes I will say, oh, I'm borrowing you this money, or those kind of borrowing money that you never collect back, and all that. So you just support ourselves, you understand? So I don't wait and say, okay, so what would you be doing that, okay, for instance, you don't have food stuff in the house, and then you're waiting for your husband because he's the head of the home, and he's not providing food stuff. So would you be looking at your children? You understand? Would you even go hungry or eat outside before coming, or how do you do that? You understand? So sometimes you support, you give that support. You understand? So I support You don't have to share.
Don't share the bills. Okay.
You don't have to share the bills with me and say this is what you want to do. You know, like somebody told me recently that okay, they want to pay the house rent, and they also say okay, you are paying this certain amount and paying this. No, you support. You understand? This is the amount. You can even pay it all.
If you have it,
you can pay it all. There's no big deal with that. So it depends on what works for you. It depends on what works for you. But leaving the whole bills to the man in this time and age it doesn't really make sense to me.
It's not nice.
You have to support your spouse, you know, vice versa, and all of that.
Okay, so I just want to ask to wrap up. Let's go back to the banking because I'm really interested in banking. So I know we have savings and current accounts. Are there any kind of accounts again aside from the joint account you mentioned? What kind of other accounts do you think an individual can have? Okay, I think we also have the fixed deposit account kind of too. Is there any other account?
Corporate account.
Corporate
account, yes.
A lot of accounts. So which one as an individual, let's say for me, I want to start saving money and I want an interest on it, and probably will have to maybe withdraw the money at the time I want, not a daily withdrawal, not a monthly withdrawal, but on emergency I can always, you know, go take the money without somebody telling me no, you should have informed them or you should have noted it out or something. Is there any account like that?
When you have money in your savings account, you can withdraw it anytime, even current accounts, you understand? You can withdraw it anytime. It's just fixed deposit. When you have fixed deposit, you know this money is fixed for a particular time. You understand? Maybe you can fix for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, and all of that. So if you want to make withdrawals before that time, you have to inform them. And sometimes you may have to let go of your interest. You know, the interest because you are breaking.
You're breaking it,
So you may have to let go of your interest, but you get your money back. But you have to pre-inform them. But if you don't want that, you can just go in at any time to make your withdrawal. Other accounts apart from fixed deposit accounts, you can make your withdrawals anytime.
Okay.
So let me quickly ask: do we have any accounts that's like education and children educational accounts?
Yeah. Depending on the bank and the name they call it. We have some My Child and I account. We have some My Child account. We have some that they even break it down with pidgin and call it My Pikin Savings account.
Oh, nice.
You understand? So that every a common woman out there, you can explain it to them to understand. You know, you have this My Pikin Savings account. You understand? So you are saving for your child. For the purpose, for any purpose, maybe for festive period, for school resumption, for anything, for the child's future, And there are some banks that will tell you when you save to a certain amount, you can qualify for some things. You understand? Like we said, we are not marketing any bank, we're not mentioning any. But I know of mine, the one I work, and another one that I know that if you save a certain amount in that child's account, the child can qualify for a scholarship. You understand? But that scholarship, you have to write exams, run the scholarship exams. And then when the child passes that exams, the child can be given the scholarship depending on we give up to 5 years. You understand? Scholarship. So most times we will advise you when your name, bring a child that's, it's in, maybe if the child is in primary school, maybe bring a child that's in, just second year or first year, so that you can pay the child's school fees also. So that is just to encourage people to save for their children. So that savings is for your child. You're just putting in that money for your child. So when you have need for the child, maybe school fees, maybe
anything.
Yes, school materials, festivity, you need to get something for the child. You just go into that particular account. And most times for people who even do business, like women and all of that, we advise them to have savings for their children so that they don't keep going into their own money,
their business money.
So that those extras that you're putting in for the child, that is for the child. And at any time, you can make the withdrawal.
Okay, amazing.
I want to open a child account.
Please do, because I was actually thinking about it.
Open one for you.
Anyways, we've come to the end of the program. I want to say thank you very much, Zenny, for being part of the show. And trust me, I learned a lot. And thank you for also giving us the ability to be patient for 7 working days. Because I don't think Nigerians are really patient. Like when they hear that thing, they just naturally get angry.
Most times it gets resolved before.
Of course, yes, it does. And sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't. You're right. Go to not a few occasions, Blossom. I have been debited for recharge cards severally that never go
through. Yes, I never got so you just reminded me of one now. I'm going to go to the bank.
Most times you don't lay complaints, do you?
We do.
Oh, okay.
I've gone gone to my bank severally, and they say, "Oh, don't worry, we'll reverse
And
it."
somehow
And
it just feels somehow for me walking into the bank because I need to, maybe I did a recharge of maybe 500 or 1,000 and I'll be walking to the bank.
Yeah.
So it's it doesn't look nice. So just let it go.
Why are you letting go?
Has their customer care online.
Okay, yes, that's
so
another point.
Yes, you can do it online.
Yes, you can, yeah.
You know, in the comfort of your home,
Yeah,
your
true,
office, you can
true.
just make your complaints. And
Yeah,
you
that's
attend
true.
to-
Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the show. You see, now we've been educated again. Anyway, thank you so much. We appreciate you. But I hope you enjoyed the program.
Sure, I did. Thank you.